A video has emerged of British soldiers at a firing range in Kabul using a poster of Jeremy Corbyn as target practice.
As a former reservist as well, it flies in the face of all the values and standards that members of the British Army should uphold, and should this House not express its deep dismay and disgust at the conduct of those soldiers.
Now let's just put this in context. Nearly 3 years ago, a far-right terrorist murdered the Labour MP Joe Cox in broad daylight, and far more recently, a child-grooming far-right terrorist was convicted of attempting to murder the Labour MP Rosie Cooper.
Our freedoms, our way of life, our democracy is under threat, yes, and we must do our utmost to defend it.
Over a year ago, an Islamophobic terrorist used his van to attack worshippers outside a mosque, and it was then revealed that he came to London with the intention of killing Jeremy Corbyn and, as a bonus, Sadiq Khan on the basis of being terrorist supporters. A few weeks ago, Jeremy Corbyn was attacked at that same mosque by a man with an egg in his hand, and if you watch the video, was punched. Now, I've seen some of the comments on Facebook which were left under the Sun newspaper's article of the soldiers at that firing range. Here's some of the comments. Use the real thing. Unacceptable. I'd gladly use him as a bayonet dummy. The Sun. Pity he wasn't there in person. He needs to be shot. Traitor. Shame Corbyn isn't facing a firing squad. He hates our armed forces. Now, over the last nearly 4 years, there has been a systematic attempt by the Conservative Party and by much of the British press to demonise Jeremy Corbyn in particular, and the left more broadly, as terrorist supporting Britain haters. I'm thinking the Daily Mail front page of Jeremy Corbyn, John McDonnell and Diane Abbott with apologists for terror. I'm thinking of the Daily Express, Comrade Corbyn is an enemy of the British state. I'm thinking the Telegraph, Jeremy Corbyn in Downing Street would be a gift to Britain's enemies. I'm thinking the front page of the Sun about Jeremy Corbyn, blood on his hands. Just as the video footage of the soldiers emerged, the prominent Conservative Priti Patel tweeted, "A man who sides with terrorists and socialist dictators would surrender a nuclear deterrent, has let anti-Semitism run rife in his party and would bankrupt Britain, has now been given the keys to Brexit." This sort of discourse, not disagreeing, not treating even passionately the Labour Party and Corbyn as political opponents, but treating them as dangerous terrorist supporters who hate their own country, of course that has consequences, including radicalisation of far-right extremism. There is a wider point in the British Army as well, which is a few months ago, a group of British soldiers were photographed with Tommy Robinson supporting him and cheering him on. This is a really dangerous and frightening moment in British history. The divisions, the polarisation, the bitterness, the viciousness, and the way that the left has been delegitimised and treated as a dangerous and sinister enemy within, in alliance with terrorists and foreign despots who are opposed to Britain, that has consequences. Whether it be the statements of prominent politicians or some elements of the British media, they are helping to fuel a horrifying bitterness and viciousness which is dangerous and which is radicalising dangerous elements and violent elements within British society. And we must speak out, because as Brexit continues to get even more divisive, and there will be those now who will say Brexit has been betrayed, and in that atmosphere, the far right will flourish, that we hold those with power and influence to account, because otherwise what happens next will be even more frightening than what we've already seen.